Tomorrow you're going to have your financial goals, your budget, and all that. I have my lifestyle goals, what I want my lifestyle to look like, and all that kind of stuff. I have all my business goals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to develop 5 projects, and every day I'm going to live by my action list. John Maxwell, success is found in the daily agenda. How many of you have read Today Matters by John Maxwell? Okay, Today Matters. The daily agenda. What you do today is going to affect tomorrow. So when I get fuzzy and I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Where are we at? Why are we not moving forward? Or, whatever it is, I get distracted. I take a time out and I say, okay, let me go back to my projects. Okay, these are the things that I spent a whole weekend thinking about, fleshing out, talking on my small groups about in coaching, talking with my coach about here's what's important, here's what's really going to take us to the next level. Isn't that easy? Just 5 top things. Now you got all the daily stuff, but that's going to get worked on first. Big rocks first, then all the little rocks. Pay yourself first, for example, and then pay everything else, and it's amazing how all of a sudden you'll be making money and you pay your bills. See, we're going to pay our bills. We're going to fill the void. But if we pay our bills first and then pay ourselves later, how many of you know what I'm talking about? Listen, I've been in small business. I understand. The last one to get paid. Change that. So your big rocks, those are those projects, and you got to stay focused on them. Then what I do is I use all 3 of these every day, and I use what's called reoccurring appointments on Outlook. I tell you who's really awesome with Outlook is Ellen. I get a headache looking at her schedule on Outlook. I swear, it's just but she's on it. I mean, she gets a lot done because of it. All right. So if you'll notice the screen, I'll come back to. Well, let me go back to this other stuff first. This is a very simple system. And how many of you every single day, you got phone call messages coming in, you got emails coming in, you got faxes coming in? How many of you are like me, you have ideas, you write things down, right? And you've got all this stuff coming in. Mail stacking up, right? All the clutter. So what you do is gather all that clutter up and you put it in a stack, you put it in a folder, you put it in a bag, you put it in a auditor's briefcase, whatever it is. And every day when you do your time capsule, you process all that stuff. Everything has a place. Then over here on the right, here's what I got to do today. This is Friday. This is my daily agenda. This is my action list for today. I have my project list, and guess what I got? I got a project folder for each one of my projects. A physical manila folder, ugly, just like that. All right, so if I got an event coming up, for example, maybe you're hiring an employee or whatever, I've got that folder. And everything that comes across my desk that's related to that, I put in that folder. My bills come in. I don't handle my company bills, but in your business, if you're owner-operator, whatever, you operate your business, there's an accounts payable folder. There's accounts receivable. My personal bills, I don't even open them and look at them. I put them in. I take them and I put them in that folder, and once a month I'll open that folder and I pay my bills. It's a system. So, and you got to make sure it'll work. It'll work for you if you work it, but whatever the system is, you got to have. This is how I keep myself organized, and I've already had several people tell me, "Well, gee, you're all over the planet." I mean, how do you? Ask Lewis or any of these guys that travel with me, Santiago, Jim. That's just what I do. Every morning, I focus on my projects, my action list. Obviously, I have people to help me, and that's another matter. But even when I was working out of the myself, and I had a staff, and I was a slave to my business. When I started figuring this out and started organizing this stuff and using this system, changed my life. It really, really did. So let's go back to, I think there was a couple things I wanted to show you on this. Oh yeah, the computer calendar. So look at this. All right, so what's right here? Daily time capsule, daily action list, project list. That's a recurring appointment on Outlook. Outlook is a Microsoft program that's already on your computer. So you set that appointment that recurs every day. And then what I personally do is I create a folder for each one of my projects. So I have a physical folder, file folder for any paper that comes in. Give an example. Use this conference as an example. If I'm planning this conference, and so I'm gathering all sorts of information. So literally for this conference, I had a file folder this thick of stuff that I went through. I had literally a stack of books this high, all in specific piles, and every day I work on that project and think through and structure all this stuff, because there's 1,000 things that I could teach you today. I mean, just trying to get through what I'm sharing with you today, there's just so much information. And structuring the agenda and all that. That's all I do. So what action do I need to take toward this event today?
So all the different folders you had, the data and the calendar, so I mean you have everything dated on the calendar, and then you start using, then you've got the action folder with everything in it.
Yeah, your action folder, your main folder, let's go back over there, that's cleaned out every day. Like, it might be a stack on it. If you work at a desk, it might be your pile. How many of you have piles, right? And they grow so high in front of you that then you take them and you put them back here behind you. So they start growing again. And then the next thing you do, you take that pile and you put it on the floor, right? And then the next pile goes over here. And the next thing is you're on a TV show called Hoarders. And there's a pathway. You ever been in an office like that? Crazy. There's a trail. You ever been there? Ellen, have you been to a shop like that? She's getting a headache just thinking about it. There's a trail. Follow the trail. You might find the desk. Maybe. No telling what else you're going to find. No sticky notes. How many of you have yellow wallpaper that's in little sections about that big? You brought something with you, okay? You know, I'm not in the wallpaper business. And every time your subconscious is getting a headache trying to take all that stuff in, get rid of it. You have a folder, you work that folder, everything goes in the folder so you know where to find it. You work your action list. You have your working folders. You have your little cheap notebook. Spiral notebook. When I'm on an airplane, I'm working on my project. Same when I was running my service business. We got a business planning day on February 3rd for my service company. I meet with my guys once a month. We look at the numbers, look at our projects, how are we doing, and so if I'm working on any of those projects, I got a folder for that. Now, the bigger that you grow and the more that you take on yourself, then you may have a longer period of time than just an hour or two or whatever. But so really what I'm trying to get across to you is have a system, have an organizational system, and invest the time to think about your business and process your actions.